Hi guys, this is Harish Kumar Reddy. Welcome to DevOps World. Today I'm trying to discuss about Ansible configuration management. Previously we installed Ansible configuration management, and since we seen so far the operations actually, right? So now today I'm trying to discuss about what are the different types of functionalities which we are trying to come on the Ansible configuration. Okay, so for this we'll try to start the class today. So here, basically, we are trying to go with so far, we are trying to work on the Ansible is try to install the Python, and definitely we are trying to work on the ad hoc commands, playbooks, and webhooks. Okay, but coming to the part how we can try to go with how we can work on the Ansible. Actually, this is very important for us. Okay, so basically, if you are trying to go with Ansible configuration, then if you don't know what is the main purpose of Ansible, so that you might be face some complex. To understand this complex, I just want to go with theory part today, so that you will be understand what are the functionalities, how we can work on the Ansible configuration. Okay, so now here Ansible is just like an open source platform where we can try to deploy our services, and we are trying to go with cloud provisioning on the IT tools. Okay, that is infrastructure tools. Okay, so here Ansible can be deployed as per the custom. So we are trying to deploy the agentless policies, guys. Okay, so the main points which I was raising here, Ansible is an agentless policy where we can work on the controller to worker nodes. Okay, this is what we are trying to do. That is the custom policies. We are trying to go with it. Okay, Ansible can deploy the automation tools, and we are trying to work on the progress. Okay, so this is what we are trying to go with the Ansible configuration. Okay, now coming to that, how we are working on the Ansible configuration. So for this, you need to create a YAML file. Okay, you need to work on the YAML file. What is meant by YAML file here? YAML file is a human understandable language, just like a Groovy scripts. Just like a Groovy scripts. Okay, so here you need to know only one thing. Whenever you're trying to deploy any of your application, definitely we are trying to make a human understandable language that is read and write and execute. Okay, so you need to write the program for that. Okay, so that as a deployment, you are working with the Groovy scripts. You are not working with the source code management. Okay, so Groovy script is to write the manifest file codes. Okay, that is comes a picture of Groovy scripts. Okay, so the main advantages of YAML is to provide the multiple services, under the human understandable language. Okay, so the next one is we are trying to go with the syntax. We're trying to work on the syntax. So what is the syntax here is we are so first you need to create a file name, that is host, and you need to write some description, like whatever you have a requirement, you can write the description. Then it will act as a server. So how many servers you are trying to create, please try to go with server 1, server 2, and it is trying to call as a host. We are trying to call as a host. We are trying to work on the host. Okay, so we are trying to work on the host. See here. See here, we are working on server 1 host, and we are trying to go with the target machine. And the Ansible application can deploy to server 1, and it will try to again targeting the hosting file, and again server 2 can be replicated. So first it will communicate with the controller to server 1, controller to server 2, controller to server 3. Like this, it will try to communicate according to that. Okay, right. So then what is meant by configuration management? You need to understand this. So configuration management is something where we can configure the different types of operations from controller to servers. From controller to servers. We are trying to go with the controller to servers. Okay, so if you want to go with enterprise as per your, suppose if I was installing file 1 in controller, the controller is serving with server 1 and server 2 and server 3. Okay, so like this, we are trying to work on the configuration management. Okay, similarly, if you want to go with any updations, you can try to update your Ansible configuration as per the efficiency manner. Okay, and coming to the part, how we can try to give the efficiencies and how we can work on the progress. How we can work on the progress. Basically, if you're trying to work on the anything, definitely we are trying to go with the some logical operations, and we are trying to perform the different types of consistency levels. Like we are working on controller 2, server 1, server 2, server 3. That is comes a picture of infrastructure format. Okay. So now how Ansible can be works actually. Ansible can works under the nodes, and we are trying to push on the small programs, and we are trying to work on the modules. Okay, so based upon the private SSH, we are trying to work on the different types of progress, and we are trying to work on the progress. Okay, this is what we are trying to go with different types of Ansible configuration module names. Okay, and coming to the part, Ansible can be creates a library and it will works on the server nodes. Okay, so like this. See here, Ansible will try to create a playbook and inventory file. So this inventory file can think that, okay, I'm the intelligent fellow, so that I can try to go with host 1, host 2, host n, up to host n. So whatever you're trying to deploy any Ansible configuration, that configuration will try to go with host 1, host 2, host 3. Okay, so like this, it will be serves according to the format. Okay, this is what we are trying to say that. Okay, Ansible can give the management control and playbooks, whatever you're trying to say, that it is a trigger to make a inventory file to push all the host nodes. Next, installation process, guys. It's very simple. Previously, I was installed Ansible. Please try to go with that. Okay, so basically, I just want to go with the steps so that it will be very easy and familiar to work on the progress. Okay, so Ansible can be go with the control management and remote management. Okay, so control mission and remote mission we have. What is the control mission means? Control mission can be managed with other missions, and remote missions can be managed with the server 1, server 2, server 3 as per the efficiency manners. Next, coming to understandable of YAML files. We are trying to work on the YAML files. So basically, if you're working on YAML files, definitely we are working with key value pairs. We are working on key value pairs. What is meant by key value pairs here? Okay, so if you want to go with any key value pairs, you need to maintain the Python dictionaries. So please, if you know very well about Python, that's well and good. If you don't know what is Python, please try to go with the reference of what is keys, what is values. Okay, we are trying to work on the distance. Anyway, I'll try to tell you in class very clearly in our practical sessions. Okay, so this is what we are trying to go, and this is a like I can go with small example to understand this concept, that is YAML file. So here we are working with so this is the keys and these are the values. This is the keys and these are the values. Okay, so basically what we are trying to go, we are working on the keys and we are working with the values based upon the different types of efficiency manners. Based upon the different types of efficiency manners. Okay, so if you're trying to work on the different file levels, definitely we are trying to go with the different types of Groovy scripts. We are trying to work on the Groovy scripts in next coming sessions. Okay, so these are some small keys which I'm writing the key file with the help of space. So whenever you try to write the manifest files, definitely we are trying to go with indentation spaces. Okay, so then what is the difference between YAML files and properties? So YAML files will try to replicate with a different type of official links, and it is human understandable language. It will support key values basically. It will try to go with supporting the Python, Ruby, and Java. It is completely hierarchical structure, and it is to maintain the framework activity, to maintain the efficiency. We are working with .yaml files. That is a class file. Okay, and coming to properties which cannot specify the heavy efficiency manners to work on the progress, so that it will be very easy to understand the different types of humanable understandable language. And whatever you're trying to go with some similarities, we are trying to work on the human understandable language. So here we are trying to give the key value pairs and we are trying to work on the progress. So based upon the supporting languages. Okay, so, and it is so properties will try to go with any type of environments, it will be supportable, and it is completely like non-hierarchical structure. Okay, so YAML file is a hierarchical structure, and coming to properties is non-hierarchical structure, where we are trying to go with some different types of lubricant files, and we are trying to work on the progress, and we are trying to work on the different types of configuration levels. Okay, so this is a YAML file structure, guys. So we are trying to create a version, and we are trying to go with supporting the files, and we are trying to go with so these are some similar properties which we are trying to go with some different types of efficiencies, and we are trying to maintain the different types of keys, and we are trying to maintain the different types of values. So the values keys and values are the very, very important roles as per the Groovy scripts to work on the different types of efficiencies. And to maintain some consistency level, we are trying to go with, see here, we are trying to go with hierarchical structure as per the format. Okay. So in this example, I just want to give the structure hierarchical format so that it will be try to go with some different types of levels and how we can try to maintain the some different types of lubricant files. Okay. So this is which I can tell you in my introduction part based upon the Ansible. Ansible is a completely like, just I want to disclose this final efficiency. So basically, if you're working on Ansible, definitely we are trying to go with some state of actions, and we are trying to go with provisioning factors, and we are trying to go with idempotent, that is single idempotent factors. Okay. So whenever you're trying to trigger to Ansible controller to some hosting files, definitely it will be like we are working on the different types of operations, that is ad hoc process, and we are trying to work on the playbooks. Okay. So this is overall introduction of Ansible infrastructure, guys. Okay. So some lot of the members has confused that what is we are trying to work on the Ansible and how we can try to move with the Ansible configuration. Ansible is one of the major important role as per the environment to maintain the infrastructure efficiencies. Okay. So this is which I want to give the Ansible configuration management. Okay. So if you have any doubts, feel free to ask me, guys, in comment sessions. I'll try to go with next class is a practical session, guys. So for this, we are trying to go with ad hoc process, and we are trying to go with playbooks, and we are trying to go with webhooks. Okay. So this is what today's I want to go with introduction part of Ansible configuration. But my intention is I want to tell you very clearly about this, what is playbook, how we can try to work on the service. Okay. So this is all about today's class, guys. Thank you so much and have a nice day.